My overwhelming feeling, in fact, is one of gratitude. Gratitude to my family and loved ones, to my friends, my colleagues, my law clerks, and everyone here at court. But most important, I feel gratitude for the encompassing and unconditional love that my family has given me. My sister Jeannie Richter, my niece Marlies Richter and her spouse Mark Lewis, and their baby Linda, who I think is trying to get to sleep there. I'm particularly glad, Chief Justice, that you countenance the presence of the two babies in the court. I think Leo and Nkosi Cohen is also here. Where is Leo? There he is. I was hoping that they'd make more noise, but they didn't. This, to my knowledge, is a first, but it's also right. I sometimes tell audiences of young people that our generation, Chief Justice, has had its chance, and that what we are fighting for now, in the work we do and the public advocacy that we engage in, is not for our own futures, but for theirs. It pleases me to know that we in this court, the council here, and everyone here, are fighting for the future of Linda and Leo and their futures. I also owe a special thank you to my partner, Nhlanhla Mnisi. For Nhlanhla, I have a very private question and then a very public confession. The private question is, where were you for my first 62 years? You have changed and enriched my life for the better so unimaginably that it is hard to conceive of how it was before you. But there is a public confession to follow. I know you think that our relationship since April 2015 was spontaneous and autonomous. It was not. It was at the instance and under the stern instruction of perhaps the second most powerful person in this court after Chief Justice Kampepe, my Chief Justice Mogoeng. My beloved sister Justice Kampepe. Justice Kampepe regularly admonished me about the absence from my life of a loving partner. In fact, particularly a loving partner of isiNguni-speaking origin. When I say Nguni-speaking, I'm of course distorting an important fact about Justice Kampepe, which is her proud membership as a prominent member of the Zulu royal family. She wanted a Zulu-speaking partner. But I think she has fully reconciled herself to the fact, Nhlanhla, that you are Swati-speaking and not 100% Zulu. Since the Swati and the Zulus are neighbors, cousins, and in many, many instances, brothers and sisters. Chief Justice Mogoeng and my colleagues, I thank you from my heart. It has not been easy for any of us. This court sits on bank, and every judge is involved in deciding every matter that comes before it. Over this past decade, the still unresolved Hlophe saga has hung over the court, and in addition, we have confronted deeply divisive issues on race, including affirmative action, language rights, and culture. Landmark judgments in these years have ensured that public power remains subject to our constitutional values and the rule of law, and that public accountability is sustained. Through all of this, through all the difficulties, we worked hard as colleagues to try to find ways to fulfill our commitment to the Constitution while being truthful to our judicial oaths, but also respectful of each other. We did so, I believe, in a way that recognized the depth and complexity of the issues and the anger that they sometimes rightly trigger, but each time returning after division to renew our pledge to uphold the Constitution and its values for people like Leo and Nkosi and Linda. In this, I do not think, Chief Justice, that any single one of us feels the slightest self-satisfaction, complacency, or self-congratulation. Not at all. There's still too much to be done, and the perils confronting our country and the rule of law remain too large. If I predicted on joining this court that the preceding years would be easier ones, I fear I must make the same prediction now, that tough times lie ahead for those of us who are committed to democracy and to governance under law, and to social justice for all people in our country, and not the enrichment of an inside elite. Since 2011, we have had the remarkable leadership of Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng. His headship has been strong-willed, insistent, clear-sighted, uncompromising, redoubtable in energy, determination, principled commitment, and insistent in the clarity and purity of his voice. He has advocated for truthful leadership, against corruption, against dissemblance and lies, and for constitutional accountability. In other words, Chief Justice, you're a tough guy. A very tough guy. Our still fragile democracy owes a very, very considerable debt to you as an individual. And I pay homage to you this morning. Mr. Lamola, you said that you would be taking messages back to Cabinet. Please note that the Chief Justice's tenure will be ending in 26 months' time. Rumour has it that President Cyril Ramaphosa had better look out, for you will surely be seeking a fit role for your post-judicial life. But if those rumours are true, what will former Deputy Chief Justice Dikgang Moseneke do? I started off, Chief Justice, by saying that my overwhelming feeling this morning is one of gratitude. My greatest gratitude, as has been indicated by a number of speakers, is of course in being here at all. I've survived an epidemic in which many millions of us in South Africa and Africa have perished. I've survived because of my privilege of place and protection and position. And I recall with pride that it was brave, principled civil society activists, led by Zaki Ahmed, together with a vigilant, honest and truth-telling media, plus the judges of this court, led by Chief Justice Chaskelson and Deputy Chief Justice Pius Nkonzo-Langa, who ensured that antiretroviral therapy would be available to all. A combination of principled, angry citizens and the rule of law, administered by honest and courageous judges. After nearly 11 years here, what strikes me as most enduring about this court is its commitment to the future, to our country's future, to a future for its young people. The AIDS treatment judgment was a judgment about government policy, but its most important effect was to look at the decades ahead and at the lives that had to be lived by those people who would not live them if they did not get treatment. Like all of this court's decisions, that decision was forward-looking. It affirmed our country's most vital energies and possibilities. I remember the words of my colleague Mbuyiseli Madlanga during our confidential discussions in one of the 4 big cases that opposition parties brought to this court during the tenure of the current president's predecessor. He said during those discussions, and they're confidential, I'm breaching the discussion, the confidentiality now, he said, I want our decision to be right, not for this president, not for the next president, but for the president of my children's children. That, I believe, has been the fundamental commitment of every single one of my colleagues in this court, and it has been a privilege and a joy to share in service to it. A joy to serve in pursuit of their vision of the Constitution, one in which all our people will enjoy the basic necessities of a dignified life in an increasingly equal society in which injustice, racism, gender discrimination, homophobia and xenophobia will recede. The fight for our constitutional values is now more urgent than ever, and future-directed, future-regarding commitment is more vital than ever. If we sometimes shake our heads at how far we feel from still achieving that reality, that does not mean that that reality continues to entice us, to beckon us on, to inspire us for all of our futures. Thank you very much.